Hello, everybody. This is a prediction, but it's not like that other video that was also like a prediction that will be out by the time this one's out, where I was just fucking around because someone took a while to become available. Not that I blame her. This is about Killua versus Mikasa. I'm gonna try to keep calling her that just to annoy people. Say hello.
Hi. I like Toaru a lot, and I've been on a lot of these videos, so here I am again.
So, you see, this girl named Misaka, she kind of reminds me of this character who's pretty infamous. His name is...
Electro. I know you mean Electro.
I mean, no, I can't mention my comfort character Electro here.
Alright, so... Misaka vs. Killua. I like Toaru. I like this matchup. I'm excited.
I am also excited. You dragged me into Railgun. It was pretty awesome.
She dragged you into a what? You know that's dangerous,
Yeah.
right? You know railguns are deadly as fuck.
Yeah, my bad,
I mean-
Oomphy.
I mean, hey, it was pretty... it was pretty interesting to learn about. You get to learn, like, the inner workings of a railgun.
I love
Yeah,
railguns.
it was pretty fun.
I went on like a whole little tirade at the end of my last review about how much I fucking love railguns. Railguns are the coolest weapons humanity's ever come up with. Like, nukes may be stronger, but they're not as cool as something that basically just uses electricity to launch a chunk of metal really fucking fast.
And really hard.
Yeah, which comes with... I mean, the metal's kind of already hard. That's how metal works. But...
I mean, like, kinetic energy.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Railgun's good, and Hunter x Hunter's also really good. I've been trying to finish up Chimera Ants
I have no
during these
experience
2
either.
weeks.
I've only seen a couple clips, but it seems really cool. I really like its power set. Hell, if I try understanding it, though.
I think I like Hunter x Hunter's power set more, but, like, I probably would like... I like Esper power sets a lot, too, so, like, whatever. Anyways, yeah, the fight now. Okay.
I have no experience with either. My only knowledge is that, I like Meruem versus Cars, which is really funny because I give no shits about Cars, and frankly, if it didn't happen, you wouldn't see me crying. And I think Accelerator versus Kumagawa is interesting, but not my favorite for either.
Meruem versus Cars is like... I like Meruem a lot.
But no one
don't
gives a
think
shit about Cars!
Yeah,
I mean, Cars is... Yeah, I can't remember much.
I like
Cars
how-
is like...
I like how-
Cars is like... Cars is one of my least favorite anime villains.
I like how Cars has two matchups, both of which just negate his everything. He either fights someone who is just completely immune to his whole eating people shtick, or he fights someone who half his powers are all ice, which Cars can't do shit against. That's how it beat him. Freezing
Gil,
him.
right? Gil?
Yeah. So,
He'll be fine.
he fights someone who passively just says no to his biggest win con, or he fights someone who uses any of half of his powers and instantly wins. Fuck Cars, he just dies horribly.
God. But, like, I don't like
Cars,
Cars, so that's...
He might be Lightning McQueen, though.
True.
The synchronized
Or
response.
fucking Lightning Total Drama.
No.
No, he'd get decked hard.
Actually, I think Lightning would have, like, similar... Actually, Lightning might have similar
I'm pretty
physical
sure
stats,
Lightning...
but it's
I'm
just
pretty sure
slower.
Cars blitzes. Pretty sure Cars blitzes, but Lightning has stronger AP, has better AP.
I think...
literally
I don't
just
know, I mean, I guess it depends on if you accept city-level total drama. If you do, then yeah...
I think it's
he
fine
wins.
because like Owen has the feat that's comparable.
Right,
and
yeah,
they technically
the small city thing where he, like, falls off the cliff and it's, like, a huge
I
impact.
can't wait for people who have no idea on stats and just hear the city level and just no context.
You know what, I'm gonna stop explaining the feat. I think it's funnier if I just don't explain it now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then, look, there's also the direct FTL feat.
Yeah,
don't
from,
explain that either.
do you mean the World Tour one?
No, it's from Action, I think.
Right, no, I know what you're talking about. It's in the Aftermath show, but I forget which one, whether it was Action or World Tour.
It's a Courtney feat. It's a Courtney feat, but it's better
Yeah,
not
yeah.
to elaborate.
I
Just
think
imagine that
there's
some
one with Noah
that
too,
some
isn't there?
verses. Yeah, just imagine that some verses gets soloed by Owen just diving into them
That
into
is
a
what
giant.
I
villain.
think Total Drama has more light speed feats than JoJo's does.
Yeah, probably.
Get
Okay,
get
that's
own JoJo's wacky escapades
Anyways,
can
all
just
right.
die.
Speaking of light speed, Tawaru, right? So like I guess I'll start with Misaka because I'm more familiar with her. But like, so for speed, she has lightning stuff, obviously. Uh, this is something I want to address because it's like you could probably debate a few ways, but like early on, her lightning was stated to move at the speed of light several times, but then it just kind of like the author just kind of like moved back, and now it's just like lightning speed later on. And I think that's probably because at first they just went, "Oh, lightning speed, it must be light speed and stuff." So
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of like soft retcon that
Does
her
it
lightning
actually
is like
say
light speed.
light speed, or is that like a translation error, or does it just say it in the Japanese?
I checked some raws. It actually does say it's light speed.
I mean, it has the word light, so like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's pretty much the
just
logic that that's pretty much the logic he was running on. Pretty sure. So it's like it's a bit weird, but like it's not really needed. I usually use it as supporting evidence, but it's not really needed when she's dodged these lasers from another level 5 esper called Mugino, who's like her main power is literally just shooting lasers, and they basically check out pretty much every box for light speed. So like they burn through objects and like they explode, but like it's established that the reason they explode is because she basically heats up the material like super hot and super fast. It basically just it creates an explosion. She's superheating materials to such an insane degree that is basically causing an actual explosion. They've refracted through like silicon, like kind of like a prism, and they're basically said to act like actual like particle accelerator cannons, which move at the speed of light, or at least really close to it.
Really close to it, not actually. It's,
Yeah.
science.
But basically, yeah. And Misaka's dodged these point blank plenty of times. And even aside from that, I'm trying to think. She's comparable in speed to the main character Kamijo Toma, who reacted to this
the woman
a little
beater.
girl. Yeah, the woman beater.
Yay! The one that's not accelerator.
Yeah, not
dude.
that.
I mean,
Accelerator's
he also.
Accelerator killed 10,000 women. So like, yeah.
Yeah, and then he'll beat him up for it.
I like how the
Lost to
second
weakest
Katakawa
person.
character we're getting is Misaka. Like, it's hard to get more distant from the first one than that.
Isn't the first
the
one
first
like
Gamera.
The first
Yeah,
one's
Gamera.
Gamera. You go from giant turtle to little girl. How
Well, I
wonderful.
mean, she has a giant form of Iron Sand, so like.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that wouldn't help her anyway.
I mean, it's honestly really good lifting strength. That's not really important for almost any matchup, but like that's like at least like several thousand tons.
Yeah, she could probably lift Gamera up, but that's because he weighs nothing.
Yeah.
Fucking only one
Anyways.
version of him gets to 1,000 tons. Oh, huh?
Really?
Yeah, like his weight in the Showa Hazley era is under 1,000 tons, and I think in the Avant Gamera weighs about 1,200 tons. And I don't think the new Gamera from Rebirth weighs any better. I think he's also super light, which is probably their way of making it so that him flying makes sense. But he is a magic mana turtle who is super smart and flies by shooting plasma out the holes in his body. I don't think science has a place with this guy.
Yeah.
Huh. Sure.
So anyways, Toma reacted to a little small girl, a little small nun, shooting a fucking laser at him. And what's important is that this laser basically traveled into orbit in like 4 seconds or so, and hit the tree diagram satellite, which is basically a weather satellite.
Why is it called that then?
What do you mean?
What the fuck does tree diagrams have to do with weather?
It basically just calculates weather patterns, blah blah blah. I don't know why they call it tree diagram, but like
So
it's
the
also
laser,
not
the
even
laser shot
weather.
the whole
Also used to,
60-ton tree diagram out in space.
Yeah. I mean, unironically, it might be like 60 tons. I need to measure it.
You should do that. If it's
It'd be
under,
really
just,
funny.
Just inflate the results if it's under 60 tons.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Anyways, it reached to space really, really, really fast, and even aside from Toma, a saint called named Kanzaki, managed to move her wires in like several meters in the time it took like Index's beam to travel from Toma's hand to right before his face, which got several percent the speed of light. So like relativistic index is rather consistent. And Misaka's lightning being light speed is like debatable, but it's good supporting evidence, and a lot of characters have reacted to it. And then this other lady named Junko. God, it really, it's sorry. It's just I hear Junko or I say it, and I immediately think of Danganronpa.
Kamakura, yes, queen.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways,
Kamakura.
Junko has reacted to legitimate light several times in a fight, and
Yeah, let's go.
I had that as a soundboard. I was ready for it. I was ready.
Fucking let's go. I love that. I love that dub. It's so bad. Mikoto, dear boy.
wasn't there fucking like Jurassic shit?
Yeah, I don't know what my favorite part of the dub is. It's either Kamakura Yas Queen or it's yeah, I don't get it either. Pretty sure I died.
I fucking didn't
It's a blooper.
yeah.
It is a blooper reel that they
It's
left
not
in.
the only blooper in the dub, but it's the most famous one because it's so funny and it actually syncs up to the lip movements.
Okay, but like honest question, like didn't like Hyoko when she's dragging Nagito away just say you're so gay? I hear that sometimes, but some people don't.
I don't remember that, but might have been.
Would have been funny.
Oh,
But like the dub is
they,
like
they just call Gundam Tanaka the whole time. Everyone's like, oh, it's gonna be like a copyright issue, and then at the end he's just like, by the way, I am Gundam Tanaka. And then why didn't you just call him that the whole time? What the fuck?
Just for that one,
alright.
just to be really cool.
He like causes lightning to
Danganronpa
come
3 is the
down.
opposite of cool.
Like, I mean, I like that moment because he's just randomly screaming it. He summons lightning, it seems, and then the other guy's bird just kind of like, nah, this guy's based. I'm gonna go to him.
That's true. Gundam based.
It's just a shame that
reasonable choice for
his
that bird.
English dub voice is like, at its best, maybe about a tenth as good as the game dub at its worst.
Hey, I mean it's Kaiser, so like I'm obligated to like it, but it's not nowhere as close
It's
as
nowhere near as
freak.
good.
Yeah.
Gundam
He
in the
does
dub
he
of the
does
game
good
is,
with
like, one of
what
my
he's
favorite.
given at least. Anyways, Junko from Toaru has dodged actual light several times in a fight with Iruka, who literally just uses light in her fight. So, relativistic to speed of light Toaru is consistent, give or take. And I guess to compare Hunter x Hunter speed, so like, massively hypersonic is only for like some of the god tiers. It's like Meruem, Netero, Adult Gun, and Killua does scale to those, at least in God Speed, which is like his super form, because he managed to push Adult Gun out of the way of an attack that he couldn't react to. When it was an attack from Pito's headless corpse, I think that made them faster than before.
Yeah, I'm
So
not gonna
Killua should
question
scale
that.
to at least. What'd you say?
I'm not gonna question that.
Gon basically smashed their head in, and they died. But their will to protect Meruem was, I think it was their want to protect Meruem, the king, was so great that they still their Nen or whatever, I don't fucking know, control
You don't know.
control
I'm trusting you to know this thing.
I haven't. I checked the skill. I still need to finish Chimera Ant. I don't
What?
know the
You don't
context.
read all of
I
Hunter x
have-
Hunter?
Hyper,
Come
tag
on.
in. You help.
Oh, I know. I literally nothing
I've seen
about
the scene.
Hunter.
Okay,
I've
you're
seen the
useless.
scene. I've
You
seen
tag back
the
in.
scene. He pushed Gon out of the way of an attack that he couldn't react to. Basically,
He pushed the whole 60-kilogram gun out the way.
I'm pretty sure Gon is actually around 60 kilograms.
That's why I said it, didn't it? That's why I said it, isn't it?
I thought you didn't know.
I mean, I didn't. I just sort of guessed that would be a reasonable weight for him.
Yeah. Well, it's a adult Gon, so maybe he weighs more, but whatever. Point is,
Weighs about half the weight of the
so
average Australian.
sure. So, anyways, Killua and Godspeed would scale to some of the best feats in Hunter x Hunter. So it'd be like Netero
Speed, right.
slapping Pitou while he was in free fall at Mach 6. So it's basically like basically the calculus like Netero was falling at Mach 6 speeds, and in that same time when he falls like a couple meters or so, he like slaps Pitou when he was like from a few meters away. Give me a bit, hold on, wait.
Okay, well, I mean, that was sudden.
So I guess I could take a bit.
No,
So
you can't. I'm back now.
Oh, damn, I was
Aw.
hoping he was going to start spreading this.
I wanted to talk about Misaka.
You're gonna talk. I thought you were gonna call her Coma across the entire video. That's what you said.
What? No, what? I didn't say that.
You did
How
say
dare you.
that in VC before this.
Don't you dare make such accusations.
Yeah, don't you dare.
Anyways. Netero, he slapped far in the time it's in like in like 10 microseconds or so, and it's like Mach 300. And for consistency, there's like Pitou is basically like a speedster, but Killua does scale at least in Godspeed. And Pitou blitz Kite, who's like a peak human, from 2 kilometers away, and it's like around Mach 50 or so, give or take. And Killua has moved in tangent with his own electricity before, which, if you generously assume is lightning speed, it's like Mach 18. So it's pretty good. That's in his base form.
Mach 18?
And
that's it?
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, faster than bullets. It's just so weak, so slow. And yeah, that's basically it for Hunter x Hunter speed. There is a feat that some people bring up where like Killua catches a dart,
Yeah, I've seen that one.
and
a
they
lot.
say that, yeah, they say that he needed super light speed reflexes to do it, but the panel explicitly says that he needed to predict where it was going in order to catch it, and he's very obviously in the scene not as fast as the dart. And this is all assuming that we're even taking them saying that he needs light speed reflexes to catch it in the first place, because that means the dart's moving at light speed, and that's probably hyperbolic. But if you take it seriously, it's not light speed because he needed to predict where it was going in the first place in order to catch it. It's still like a good speed feat, probably somewhere like massively hypersonic, maybe a little bit higher, but it's not light speed. And even if it was, it might be an outlier because there's really no other feats in the verse that high. And even Godspeed is stated to be like only like speed of lightning or whatever.
You know, this sounds very similar to that one JoJo feat.
I feel like context might be a little bit different there.
You might need to explain, because I feel like there are some people who are definitely going to go, what, but if he's not as fast and he had to predict it, then wouldn't that also apply to that JoJo feat everyone uses?
I feel like the difference between that is like, I think the issue was less that Polnareff couldn't react and more so that Hangman was moving in unpredictable ways, from what I remember in part 3.
I mean, he does note that speed is also a problem, but...
He still managed to see Hangman.
No, I don't think it matters, because regardless of the context, the actual thing he did could not have been slower than light, just because of, like, it's just a direct feat.
Yeah, even the anime just has him blatantly outspeed the light beam. Like here, in Killa's case, he's just objectively not faster than the dart. And this is again assuming that you're taking the statement that it's light speed 100% seriously, which like you could.
Is there an anime
There's also the
version
chance
of the feat?
there is,
it any
but he
better?
still moves a bit slower doing it.
I wonder if I could see Death Bell using it anyway, just to sort of make speed seem even,
I
or if they
I
just
could
golden
see
tree
them.
it.
I could see them using it and saying that probably just to say that Misaka is just objectively faster.
Probably going to be golden
Because-
treeing it. While
because
he
it'll be-
did do
it'll-
this is
I
the
imagine the
context.
logic. Sorry, yeah. What were you saying?
I was gonna say that it feels like it's something they could easily golden tree, like bring it up in the analysis in a way that seems like it might be okay, and then in the conclusion go, no, actually, fuck off and die.
I feel like it will be used, but they will basically say Killua needs to predict an attack in order to needs to predict a light speed attack in order to catch it, while Misaka can just dodge them naturally without that, and just say that Misaka would just be faster that way.
So basically, you're saying that Killua blitzes, right?
Yeah, definitely. So AP.
Oh boy.
Okay, so Misaka has some good feats. She's made several thunderstorms, sometimes against Toma for some reason. I don't know why. She sometimes just really wants to hurt him. But,
I mean,
she's-
with his face,
But
it's
she's made like a bunch of thunderstorms. The biggest one is against Doppelganger. It's basically it's a kilometer wide and kilometer thick storm, so it's pretty impressive. Like, I think I calculated a while
I'm
back.
just imagining just a big cube of a storm, and that's it. Like, not an actual storm, just a cube.
Well, it's basically just it is basically drawn as a huge cylinder.
Now, that is
like-
giving me a
Like
very...
most people calc storms as cylinders. Like the one that we see is like literally just a fucking cylinder.
A what
Hey,
cylinder?
they did.
What'd you say? Wait, what'd you say, Nim?
A
Oh
what
my
cylinder?
God.
A cylinder.
Oh,
No,
okay,
that's not
never
what you
mind.
said.
I don't... You know what? Never mind.
What? Wait, what'd I say? What'd I say? I forgot already. Oh wait, I said a big cylinder, didn't I?
No.
No.
What'd I say? I forgot.
I think it's funnier to just leave it at that and just let you
Yep.
let you watch over it again when you get to come
You
back.
can just
I'm
look at the
scared.
embarrassment.
Oh no. Anyways, yeah, she's made big thunderstorms, but one of technically her best feat is from downscaling to a non-standard form, which
That's
is
a
weird
feat?
to think about, but
That's a feat.
Okay.
That doesn't sound like a feat to me.
okay, so let me all right.
Oh, actually, no.
So-
That's a good point. I've heard a lot of people bringing things up that other people argue are non-standard. That probably is something warranting bringing up here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
okay.
it level 6?
Okay.
There's like
Okay, level 6.
I've
Right,
heard level
I
6
should've-
and ah.
Yeah, yeah. So level 6. So in season 3, Misaka gets captured and experimented on, and just by Kihara,
Oh, based.
and, who's basically just a mad scientist. He's basically the one who trained Accelerator's power, or studies his power, one or the other.
You should
What
probably
so
know,
like
those are very different things.
he's very familiar with his power. He's the one who set up the counter
Well,
to
that's
his
a
powers.
third.
But anyways,
That's a third different thing.
shut up.
Death Battle fans know
So
about your
basically,
own series. thing.
Misaka becomes really powerful in this level 6 state, and at 100% of her power, they said that she could wipe out Academy City in one blast. And Academy City is really big. It's said to be a third the size of Tokyo. So it's like a few hundred kilometers square, and it's
that's
basically
big.
a circle. Yeah, it's pretty big. And the calc for it is like around large. It's around large city level. Maybe city level is like somewhere around that, high megatons. And the anime takes it a bit further and says that she would evaporate all of Academy City, which means vaporize, which would get gigatons. But that's for 100% level 6, which isn't standard, because the thing is that like it's not something that she can do on her own will. It was something that was experimented upon her. And let me get the scans. I have them.
I've also heard that she's not in control
Hyper-
in that state. Is that
Hyper.
accurate?
Huh?
I go look.
Go
Yeah,
look
she's not really in control. She's not really in control of it.
for
Let me get the scans. Let me get the scans. I need Hyper. Just say anything you want.
Oh, finally! Yay!
So let's talk
Awesome.
about multi-cont Hunter x Hunter. Sorry, Hunter x Hunter. I have to always call it that.
Right.
So because the planet is so big,
What the fuck is that?
Killua obviously scales to multi-continent level. Probably about 4 to 5 gigafo, roughly. Which I think
True.
is above anything in one particular
Father X.
awkwardly mathematical railgun. Aside from the guy who is really good at pumping the accelerator. I think he's more powerful than that. But that requires him to be in a car, because that's where accelerators are. So, probably non-standard. But, so Killua might just sweep the entire franchise, honestly.
Yeah.
Every word you have said has just made me violently angry.
That's okay, because it's not like Mikasa ever had a chance anyway.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Kihara takes control of this thing called Exterior, and then he used it to like channel the Misaka network against Misaka's will.
The what now?
And then like she just constantly evolves throughout the fight against Toma Gunha to become a level 6. There's a few phases. There's like level 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, etc., etc. And so Exterior is destroyed by Misaka after she gets out of the level 6 form. And it's the reason why it's not standard is because first of all it's against her will, but also like Gensei would need to be there, and he would need to power Misaka up against her will, and then he would also need Exterior, which is just destroyed at the end of the arc. So it's like
Should have been in.
it's just not something she can do, even if
Yeah.
she could.
And she also needs another Misaka clone present, correct?
I think so, but it's been a bit. I don't remember that.
Explain
detail.
that shit to me when we get there.
Yeah. Anyways, the AAA, it's really strong, but it's also destroyed and not something that she has anymore.
Is it named after
That's
the
basically
fucking
it.
battery? Is it fucking named after the type of battery?
Pretty sure it is.
It's called anti-art attachment.
Fuck you. It's AAA like a battery. Or
I agree.
Anyways, yeah, it's just that it's really strong, but it's destroyed, and she doesn't have it anymore. But also, it would just make the fight lame. That's the biggest reason it shouldn't be used. It just makes the fight against Killua lame.
I mean,
I don't want to see me in a fucking suit of armor.
There are a lot of
I
people that
want
say
to.
that it
I
would
want to
be-
see her throw some batteries.
It would be awesome against Godspeed Killua, but I have no idea what any of that is.
Why not just do the Iron Sand Kaiju?
Because I don't know what that is!
She basically just makes a giant fucking kaiju.
Okay, let me be fucking clear.
sand.
I know what it is in the sense that I'm not a fucking idiot. I can tell what Iron Sand Kaiju means. What I'm asking is, I'm saying I don't know what that is because I've never seen it. For all I know, the kaiju could be in the shape of a giant fat cock. That
Well,
is not a giant
hold
fat
on.
cock. Okay.
It's not. I sent a gif.
So what?
Let me get the fucking image.
I kind of want to see that fight Gara and his like big sand shit. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, let me get what it looks like. It looks like this. Hold on. You can put it up in the video.
You're gonna have to
if you
get me
want
scans
for
to
the
put
rest.
into this fucking video. You know that.
Yeah, I know that.
I know.
Yeah, here's what it looks like. It has the lamest name ever. It's fucking called Lightning Giant. It's called Lightning Giant Mode or whatever,
I
and
mean,
it's
there's
such a
worse
stupid
names.
name.
Could have been
It's
called
lame.
It could have been called Norton, so it could be worse.
Yeah,
Well,
Iron Sand Kaiju's a lot cooler.
I mean, technically, it should be Dai Kaiju because that's really big, and Kaiju just means strange creature. Dai Kaiju means giant strange creature. So or maybe even Kaijin because it's humanoid shaped. So it might be Dai Kaijin. Might be more fitting. Not that any of you are going to remember that. 3 minutes after
let's
this
call
is over.
him. Let's call him John.
It's called Fake Susanoo.
But yeah.
Susanoo. That's what we'll call it.
hmm
Sussy.
Now I just
the
imagine.
imposter.
Anyways, so there is a downscaling chain from level 6. So level 6 at 100% would have nuked Academy City.
You said that.
And then it would be logically be 50 times stronger than level 6 means 2% of her power, because at 100% she nuked Academy City. It's just 2 times 50 is 100, so boom. And then 2% level 6 Misaka was stated to be dozens of times stronger than base Misaka.
So
It's kind of roundabout.
Times.
At least 24 times at max 96 times, and you can use that to downscale.
Or is it a
base
baker's dozen?
What'd you say?
Is it a baker's dozen though?
Sure.
I just think it'd be really funny to have a series where someone goes, "That's dozens of times stronger," and the other guy goes, "No, that's a baker's dozens of times stronger."
Sure. Anyway, so you can use that to downscale to find Misaka's base power output, and it's anywhere from like double-digit kilotons to single-digit megatons. So that would just be around where she's sitting at. It's like the anime would make her the single-digit megatons because they say it would vaporize Academy City. For Killua's comparison, so in Godspeed, he hurts this guy named Yopi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I've only read the manga, but like he fights this dude, right? And he makes a crater from a really big explosion that's like almost 300 meters wide. And the yield of it varies depending on what you use between pulverization and vaporization. I think there's not really super strong evidence for using like vaporization, but like benefit of the doubt, whatever. Pulverization is like 130 kilotons, and vaporization is like 15 megatons. The thing is that Killua, even in Godspeed, downscales like a lot because Yopi just outright says that no, Killua is like less than 10% of his strength. The main reason why Yopi was in the back foot was because Killua's speed was just overwhelming him a lot.
What's 9% of that feat then?
Like 10 kilotons to 1 megaton, which is like on par with like Misaka's low and high ends, give or take. But that's only with Godspeed, which doesn't last forever. And base Killua is like there are some feats. Like base Killua does have a feat of surviving like a chimera ant, basically this chimera ant does a big explosion by basically farting, and it blows up trees from the edge of the blast. So when you use surface area, it's like a few kilotons, which is really good because Killua basically took that point blank. But it's below Misaka, even without the level 6 downscale, it's below her Thunderstorm creations by a notable amount. So she'd AP stomp there. And Godspeed is like relative, both with low and high ends, but it doesn't last forever. And Misaka's a lot faster, and so she can just reasonably outlast it. So that's basically stats.
So basically, Killua one shots. What about abilities?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
abilities.
I want to help in this. I can actually say something about that.
No.
I literally watched all of it, and I know what I'm gonna say.
You know, he's gonna invite you to join us on the Colex prediction just so he can do this to you.
Yeah, no, that's actually what I'll do. Yeah,
I wonder if someone's like crazy enough to make a compilation.
All right, fine.
Of my psychopathic laughs in predictions and reactions.
That'd be funny. I like the Gogeta Vegeta reaction one.
That is.
I know. I lost it. It was so funny because like it was I don't remember how many days. Might have been weeks prior where I was talking with Biv. And that became a topic, like, what if the finale is Gogeta, Vegeta, and we're both like, there's no way they do that. They're not gonna do that. And then it happened, and it was so funny.
God.
Yeah.
That's like the thing of like the most viewed DBX being Saitama Superman, and then the season after we got Saitama Popeye. Most viewed DBX Gogeta, Vegeta. Next season we got Gogeta Vegito. Most view Deska Death Battle the Superman one. This season, Goku Superman 3. And
I think I'd kill my.
no.
Goku strikes again.
How am I supposed to get this monetized now that you said that?
Hyper, go ahead, talk about abilities, whatever.
Could be Superman Sentry instead.
Yay.
That would be worse. I don't like Sentry at all. Fuck Sentry. Loser. Goku's best.
I like Sentry. I like Sentry in some comics.
Sentry should fight someone who's similar to him, where every comic he's in is about making him suffer as much as possible, because fuck him.
I like Sentry, so I'd rather he not suffer that much.
I think the only character with worse luck in Marvel than Sentry is Spider-Man. Because, fucking hell, every time I hear about a Sentry story, it's about how the story basically tells him to fuck off and die, because everything sucks for him.
Yeah.
Poor fuck. He can't even die. Dying is something that Sentry's really bad at doing.
Well, it is useful for a fight, I guess.
Yeah, anyway, someone explain to me what the fuck's up with all these clones, because I'm very confused.
Okay, I want to explain this. No, I want to explain this.
Why don't you play paper,
You
scissors,
got to
rock?
help. Paper, because I'll just slap you.
Oh,
Now,
I mean, slapping does work on women historically. But then this is a Toaru discussion, so wouldn't Rock be better? Because I've seen a lot more punching of women than I've seen slapping of women from that series.
they might have done it. Who knows?
And scissors would be the worst option.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, I don't care who explains it. Both of you can.
Clones, right? Okay, so basically, Accelerator. He's basically the main character of an RPG, and they said, in order to grind to get to level 6, you need to kill 10,000 clones of Misaka. Yeah, that's basically the gist of it. They basically took a DNA sample from Misaka because she's like, oh hey, you're gonna cure this person of a disease. That's cool. And then several years later, they just make like thousands of clones of her, and they just sent them off to get slaughtered by Accelerator to just keep steadily increasing his power until he eventually becomes level 6.
Okay, I wish you weren't the one to explain it now because I'm just more confused.
Okay, so basically, so Misaka. All right, so when Misaka was a little girl, this shady scientist went up to her and they were like at a hospital, and this guy was like struggling to walk, and the scientist said, "Hey, if you give us a sample of your DNA, we could cure some really bad diseases." And Misaka's like a little goober, so she didn't know any better, so she agreed. And the scientist was basically a shady fuck, and her DNA was used to create 20,000 clones of herself that were a lot weaker, and they were used to basically they were used as fodder for Accelerator to power up because they want him to become a hypothetical level 6, which will basically make him like the toppest dog in all of Academy State, probably even the world. And they basically made him go through like 20,000 fight simulations against these Misaka clones in order to become stronger, and it does work because by the time of the 10,000 fight, he could like control plasma and control all the wind in Academy City. So he does end up getting stronger, but he couldn't finish it because he lost to Toma, and they just canceled the experiments. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because he was the weakest. He was the weakest type of Esper. He was level 0. They raged. They couldn't do the power creep.
I'm still a little lost, but I think I got the gist. But now I'm just imagining, because it was little goober Mikasa that had the DNA taken, it was just Accelerated beating up a bunch of like little children. That's really funny. Like infants. He just runs up and punt kicks his baby across the room. Level up.
These kids are basically just kind of like they're not really that old. They're like a few days, aren't they? Months.
Yeah, no, they're like a few months, yeah, basically.
So, I imagine these don't actually have much of a role in the debate, right?
No, they're basically just weaker Misaka.
They're weaker, yeah. like she obviously,
they're honestly just good for skin because one of them just has to assume that they throw a lightning spear at the speed of light. Back when the author thought that lightning speed was light speed.
I mean, I don't know. It's pretty easy
I was
to
thinking because
assume.
like what I wasn't sure of, everyone bringing up her clones. Can she bring them into the fight, or are they just independent of it? It seems like they're independent.
Oh
of
no,
it.
she cannot.
They're
just-
independent. They're independent.
Yeah.
So does she like walk down the street and just see herself every now and again?
Basically,
Pretty much, actually. Yeah.
The clones
that's
are just living around the city.
Now it makes sense why she looks so boring and generic. She literally is a crowd filler. Wow.
Yeah. Which
Okay,
is like
but her cap design is cool.
Yeah, it's the best one. So much better.
Is that the one that you showed me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. That one looks identifiable from a distance.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like her winter outfit, but meh.
I don't know what that is. Don't explain
and
to
now
me
she
that it's an
went far
outfit
with
designed for when it's really fucking cold, okay?
Yeah,
I
sure.
get
Anyways,
Other abilities we can bring up. Iron Sand, yeah, she can like manipulate Iron Sand, like you already mentioned, like the Chaiju, but she can also use it as like a sword and like different types of melee weapons, like if someone tries to get in close.
yeah.
So is there like a specific
Yeah.
reason
She
for
can
Iron Sand? or is it-
realistically. Actually, I'll get this together. Hyper, you know other abilities. For go ahead, talk.
Oh.
Okay. I die. Why did I?
Well, when you say sis now, I just think of Kuroko.
No, I said
know.
no. I said it the way she said it.
No.
Okay. Misaka can also she can also fly like static shock if she has like a metal surface to ride on.
Oh, my favorite. So she can
Yeah.
move metal, I'm getting from this, right? Like
Yeah, she has magnetism powers as well. She can move metal and like even walk and crawl on them.
I kind
yeah,
of
she
imagine
even
that
makes,
with the
like-
whole railgun thing, because railguns use magnetism.
Yeah, no, she can actually like make like a Spider-Man type webs with her lightning and just swing around. It's really cool looking.
That sounds really
She can also
stupid,
sit
but
on
alright.
walls like a spider.
I assume
Yeah.
walls that are made of metal and not just any walls?
Oh yeah, metal walls.
To be really confused if you started climbing on a wall made of rubber.
Now I just imagine Misaka just does like the railgun attack on Luffy, and then she just does the Uno face. Yeah. She also, she can also make like decoys of herself with like iron sand to like catch people off guard.
And I think that would be the coolest fucking idea if they just did the Killua heart rip out, but it's against an iron sand. It'd be so cool.
That's the first thing I thought of when I heard that, was that being a fake out. How does that
It'd
work,
be cool.
How does she change how the iron sand looks so that it looks like her, and does she make the internal organs in this fake her?
Yeah, she just makes the iron sand look like her as decoys.
How?
She very carefully.
Okay, that's fair enough. Good explanation. I was instead imagining she just grabs a clone like off the street and just throws him into the fight, and that's the one that Killua kills.
Yeah, this is basically how it's done. Let me put it. This basically was done. She just makes an iron sand decoy.
Yeah.
That says dust.
It's literally iron sand, though. I don't know why it's called dust. It's literally
Maybe
from
that
iron sand.
Maybe that character's just really stupid.
That's also possible. Anyways, for other abilities, by using electrolysis in the air, this is done by a Misaka clone, but literally they are their whole purpose is to be weaker than Misaka, so like there is no reason Misaka herself can't do it.
So reasonably,
She can basically she can turn an area of oxygen into ozone, which can be used for suffocating unsuspecting opponents.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Like for the record, when this was used against Accelerator, he was actually like, "Oh shit, you're actually getting good now." And it's basically useful. And for the Iron Sand, what Hyper didn't bring up, which admittedly is because he's not there yet, but she can basically like sneak Iron Sand into Killua
What?
and basically shred his sides.
Nice.
Like using the Iron Sand as mini chainsaws to fucking shred him.
Wait, what if she?
And, like,
what if she
Murder.
puts
Pretty
it in
awesome.
him, and then when Killua uses his own lightning, it causes a reaction that makes it do that anyway.
Maybe.
So her eyes start glowing,
she-
and she just says, "You should kill yourself now," and it actually works.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, for other stuff, she
Wait,
can
could
use
you-
EMP to shut down organs.
Yep.
I know Hisoka restarted his heart using Nen, so maybe Killua can counter that. Shrug emoji, but I don't know. It's just a cool ability.
Yeah.
Really, I
Catch
think the
him
Iron Sand mini
so-
chainsaws kind of fuck him up the most. And
Yeah.
Rhythm Echo is good, but she can sense people with using EM waves. So it's not really that useful. I feel like that's what the preview is going to lead to. She's like the Rhythm Echo. She uses the EMP thing to like just sense him and find the real one. I feel like that's what the preview is leading to.
Can she not do an omnidirectional attack?
I guess she can with the lightning strike.
Yeah. Isn't she also like resistant to lightning as well? Because like she was.
Both of them are very resistant, but not
mean,
immune.
If they weren't, what do you think would happen when they use their powers?
Killua can absorb electricity, I guess, to power himself up, but Misaka is very smart. She would not continue using electricity once she sees that he's absorbing it.
So she just
Also, he probably wouldn't be. He also probably wouldn't be able to handle it because he took like 1 million votes and survived, but hurt him a little bit. She can just output 1 billion.
Technically, Killua does get stronger, but there's no real proof how much he can take. And even then, like, Misaka's AP is, like, relative, so it would still hurt a little bit, especially with the 1 billion volts. And,
But then that's voltage,
Nen.
you know, that's not necessarily the most important thing. What I'm getting out of this is that, she actually has cool applications for electric powers, which a lot of electric characters don't. So I can appreciate that much. You know, I can appreciate. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, the whole point is that basically she has to do all these calculations in order to use her powers. That's the whole point of Vespers.
That's why you like her.
Yeah!
She's a
I've seen
loser.
people also say I like her because she's a tsundere.
Well, that's,
Yeah, 'cause you are
that's
one.
different to liking. That's relatability.
Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
When you
Right,
keep
we're just saying the
reading when you
truth.
keep reading Vidaka Box, you're gonna understand why I said Vidaka's sister is just you.
God. Anyways, Hyper, what else do you have to say? Be useful!
I was.
Don't worry, I believe
Okay.
in you.
No, you
I
weren't.
believe in you.
She can also do like weather manipulation as well, by like
I
summoning
kind of
down
got
lightning.
that idea. Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, she can also like see. There was this one time I remember in season 1 where she could like see the memory of like one person. Like at the end of season 1, she could just see their memories through their brain, like through some like electrolyte things with the brain or something. It's not really explained.
Yeah.
And and it
Go
kind
ahead.
of just happens. So like, and it's not really that important, anyways.
Yeah, anything else to say?
I'm looking. Oh yeah, there's also air ignition by like one of the clones as well, where they can just like they can just detonate the air itself.
But can she mess with the electrical impulses in your brain?
I don't think so.
Ah, what a loser.
Accelerator can't.
He can also just punch you really hard.
I mean, he can manipulate your bioelectricity. That's more fun.
Yeah, but, you know, the main thing I've seen from him was that brutal titty slap.
Which one?
The one that was in the Death Battle Discord when they were talking about Accelerator like beating up women, and there was like
Oh, you mean the one where you decked Musajime in the fucking face and she gets sent flying to a building?
No, not that. I've seen that one though. I meant there's one where he like slams a woman into a wall, and it just looks like he just did the most epic titty slap possible.
I know what you mean.
I'm gonna see
The
if I can
Accelerator show is really funny.
I just like the idea that there's this everyone hyping up this villain, but the main thing that he's got going for him is that he just titty slaps women to death.
Yeah. Anyways, Nen. Killua, fortunately, has one type. It's the transmutation Nen, which is where he gets his electrical abilities from. He can basically develop his own. He developed his own Hatsu ability, and with that, he could transmutate his Nen aura into electricity, which is used for a bunch of techniques like lightning palm, thunderbolts, object conduction, etc. And that's where he basically gets Godspeed. It's useful, but against someone who's resistant to electricity, it's not really the best technique, so to speak. But it could help. He has finger claws, which if he gets up close, Killua is a lot better at CQC, but Misaka's a lot better at range, which I think is an interesting dynamic. But like, if Killua gets up close, he's definitely dominating. Because he's been trained for most of his life. Misaka's been trained. Well, she's experienced in fighting for most of her life, but I don't recall her having actual physical combat training, unlike Killua, who's been trained at a very young age. So he definitely has the advantage in CQC. But Misaka has a lot of ways to get out of range, with her flight and fucking web sling with electricity and shit.
Just being faster and walking backwards.
That too. So like,
actually,
Killua does have like.
If her physical strength is too high, does it even matter?
I mean, people forget that piercing durability is a thing.
Yeah, but you could probably count.
I certainly won't forget that ever again.
You could probably count whether or not the surface,
you know why,
like the energy.
I don't know why.
Area on her body would do it.
Remember when you explained the concept to me in that certain blog that I spent like.
Oh yeah, I brought that in fucking last minute, didn't I?
Yeah, I would have loved to known that like literally at the beginning.
How did you explain? I'm curious. How did you explain it to him?
Okay, so what happened? Okay, so what happened in the Nest versus First prediction blog? You know that we had that. Yeah. So I was busy on school for like 2 weeks, so I obviously couldn't contribute much. Then on one of the last days left, I decided to bring up, hey, Frisk has a knife. Wouldn't that just be really useful against Ness, who doesn't really have good piercing durability resistance? And nobody thought of that for those 2 weeks until I brought it up.
Because literally, when has that ever mattered in like 90% of debates?
I mean, if two people are equivalent in strength, then having like a blade is better. Because you're putting all of that energy into a much smaller surface area on someone's body.
A very sharp surface area, and it's a very sharp blade too.
Because like sharpness is mostly because it's putting all that force on a very small point. So even if your overall body can handle a certain amount of energy, that doesn't mean that small part of your body can handle that amount of energy in that area. Like,
yeah, which would be useful here, I guess, sort of, because Misaka doesn't really have the best piercing durability resistance, but she could also just get out of range. But like, easy enough.
If she had an overwhelming stat advantage, I don't think it would matter anyway, because you can probably calculate, if you know enough, the durability of a certain area of her body.
Yeah.
And if she had a high enough, like if she was like mountain level, like I've seen people place her, which doesn't seem to be the case.
It isn't. I think Kira would actually help, because the AP gap isn't big enough to where. But yeah, it wouldn't matter because she can just get out of range.
Oh yeah, I don't think we've mentioned that yet, but she is a very ranged fighter, so Killua needs to get in close.
She only gets up close when someone just closes the gap, and she still has she can basically just make a fucking iron sand sword if she really wants to.
Well, I mean, isn't that interesting? She's got a bladed thing, huh?
Yeah, crazy. I enjoyed that Chainsaw Man reference in the preview.
I have not
I
seen
had a
that show or that preview yet. One of them yet.
They showed Bochi the Rock. It was a preview made for me, I think.
I've not seen that either.
Oh, Nam, I thought you were implying something else, and I had.
I actually don't think I've
scary
seen an anime start to finish since High School Girl at the start of the year. So, I've not.
No, I need to bring this up. That screenshot I posted from our DMs, Rina. I thought that's what you were gonna refer to, and I immediately just felt empty inside.
Wait, what?
With that screen, no, when you said, "Oh, the person with the bladed weapon," and then I immediately thought about our screenshot, the screenshot I said about in our DMs.
What do you
About
mean?
The coin thing, remember?
If you
Coin, huh?
if you look at it the right way, a coin is a bladed weapon.
Coin, huh? Thanks for the tip.
I feel like if it's not said in the episode, when I do my how it should have been, the gag's just gonna be that Killer was trying to say that the whole time, but keeps getting cut off.
What if maybe you should do like fucking like
I should do what?
you know how you have those funny little intros when you do a season, when you review a season?
Yeah.
Just do they say, "Coin, huh? Thanks for the tip."
I mean that's possible. If I did that though, it would be the thanks for the tip from Dio card.
Oh. Yeah, that works.
he gets smacked.
Yeah, it works. Anyways, most of Kill's abilities, they get negated. The main one that's useful is like, fear manipulation. Or like this one dude got close to Killa. It was like a few meters away, and he just instantly felt fear, and like it hindered his combat capabilities. The issue is that Misaka has to be up close, and like she's mainly a ranged fighter, so shrug. Basically, it yeah. There's honestly not much to talk
Killua
about
seems
because
so fucking lame in comparison when you describe it like that. You should have started with him, so I wouldn't be sitting here going, "That's it."
I mean, he has other stuff with then, like he has like I mean,
it's mainly used for electricity, really.
yeah. Okay, I mean, like he also has like other abilities, like he has like a finger claws.
Yeah,
Well, I
she
already
said
mentioned
that.
that though.
Well, she already said that. Keep up, mate.
Well, I guess I just
Irony.
forgot.
You didn't even refer to Misaka as Colmograph like you said you were gonna.
I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why I've been trying to root for her the whole time. She is Cole McGrath. Every time I watch that show, she's like, God, she's just like him.
God, I hate you.
Don't worry, sissy.
Anyways, I think this is a good time to end. I need to go to bed. It's like 11.
So
I need to
basically,
go and-
Killua blitzes, one shots, and out haxes.
Yeah,
go-
let's go with that. I hope
Yeah.
people skip to the end of this video and take
This-
that seriously.
This is only an
Yes.
hour long. Like that's how clear I guess the matchup is.
It's not a
Yeah.
stomp. It's honestly Killua's closest matchup, but it's like fairly clear cut in my opinion.
I mean, I think it's probably the closest matchup this season because everything I've seen for the other two has not convinced me they're as debatable as they are. Well, it's clear. It's just not completely one-sided. Because
Ant-Man vs. Adam.
Look, I
Ant-Man versus
remember
Adam.
reading the Ant-Man Adam blog, and every argument on Adam's side, I just felt like it was essentially, yes, they're even here, but what if Adam was actually better? While Ant-Man's side was
Ant-Man
just,
versus
yeah,
Adam
they're
is
even.
like that one matchup where like it's debatable, but not in the sense that it's going to be close, like Simone versus Kyle.
I just,
Yeah, and then there's just Chosen Born.
I genuinely couldn't believe that
I
Adam
love
won the blog
Chosen.
with those arguments.
You know, honest question, Nemesis is would Chosen Born beat Trunks versus Silver as the biggest stomp of the series by their own logic?
No. I mean, that one depends on how you view things. Like, do you think an infinity that's bigger than someone else's infinity is a bigger stomp than infinity versus not infinity? At that
Well, I
point,
mean,
it's
it's
very
multiple
reasonable to
infinities.
argue that it's
It's
They
multiple.
said it was multiple infinities.
Yeah, multiple.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you put it that way, I guess reasonably it would be, because it's multiple infinities versus fuck you. So, though Trunks
hey,
Silver
just like Dark
is
Souls.
bigger in terms of the speed gap, much bigger.
Yeah, true. So I guess it depends.
I still can't get over the thought of like with the way Ki works, Trunks can't be infinitely fast. He can be infinitely strong, sure, but not fast. We're drawing the line there for some reason. That's really funny to
By
me.
the Dragon Ball power levels, he must have a limit.
He must
He must have a limit, except in this one particular case. Then he has no limit. That makes
Anyways,
sense.
Killua wins. There we go. Good prediction.
Yeah, I mean,
good.
You compare their crossover fighting games. You got Killua and Jump Force, and Mikasa.
Yeah.
Dora's game is pretty good.
Yeah, there's that one character that I refuse to acknowledge.
The one from the incest manga.
I hate you.
Hey, that sounds like most mangas.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, anyways, they all get swept by Electro, my comfort character.
Isn't it weird?
I mean, unironically, I feel like Electra does beat both.
I mean, probably.
Based?
Then again, let's not forget, Electro's really stupid.
He's Electro-versal, don't you dare mock
I
him.
want more death battle conclusions that involve... The reason this character lost is because this other character is really bad at something they do.
I have a plan when this and Cole Alex comes out.
Did you just call it Cole
Nemesis,
Alex?
have you seen the video Hyper made?
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Let me send the one Hyper made today. Hold on.
What, the winner is Electro, that one?
Yeah, hold on. Nemesis, you should put this at the end of the video.
Put that at the end of the video, yeah. Put that at the end of the video.
I'm gonna watch it on my phone just so it doesn't get picked up right now, so I can just save it for the end and just leave people like wanting.
Okay.
It's gonna be quiet while I watch this.
Okay, sure.
Oh, it's like one of these. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I think What's Up Danger is ruined for me.
What's this high diff nonsense?
So you see the way I the reason I structured this with like I gave those people actual real advantages, and Electros I just gave them completely like random non-advantages, and also just ones that blatantly contradict with the other one. I mean,
He's
yeah,
very
sure.
funny.
I mean, yeah, sure, he's weaker, slower, and less durable, but he got better reflexes.
So true, King.
Didn't you give attack potency to him though?
I mean, yeah, but they also have strength.
Yeah, well that's different. Like, if I have a nuclear missile and I can launch it, my attack potency would probably be higher than Mike Tyson, but that doesn't mean I got strength on him.
Anyways, Killua wins. Goodbye, everyone.
Yes, this is a short prediction. Bye, everyone. Say goodbye,
Good-
Hyper.
Goodbye.
And wait, I can't wait for the episode to say I got some stuff wrong. Anyways, thanks for
I'm
having
glad
me.
we didn't actually talk about what we want to see in the episode.
Okay, I want to see Iron Sand Kaiju versus Godspeed. I think Rampage dress would be cool. Yeah.
Oh, the kaiju thing. Now I realize why people have brought up Black Adam Apocalypse as a comparison now.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense.
I want to
Everything's
see
fitting
my
together.
comfort character Electro appear and beat them both.
All right.
Electro versus Jiren. I honestly do. It's funny I say that, but like,
Electro
I
versus
do like
Super
Jiren.
Saiyan 2 Gohan.
I do like Jiren versus a Marvel character. I would hope it happens. I like Gladiator for Jiren. That sounds fun.
That sounds really funny because I want to imagine Jiren doing is like your strength is everything, you're nothing sort of thing, and Gladiator's just like, yeah, you're right, and loses.
That reminds me of the,
What are you? Well, I guess I'm
That-
nothing, but yeah.
that fucking reminds me of when. That reminds me when people were debating like the Dragon Ball Z movie villain battle royale, and people said like Cooler unironically beats Janemba just by shit talking.
I mean, I think Broly's a better shit talker than Cooler.
The point is that they're both probably weaker, but they just win because they just call Janemba a stupid fucking idiot.
There's like, look at this guy colored like a penis, and Janemba just dies on the spot.
Dude, now you just remind me of that Gohan video of like when.
Which one?
No, it's like the one where it's like from the DBZ clip. It's like
Oh,
DBZ
the
clip,
one
it's
he
him
calls
Boo.
when he calls Boo the Michelangelo.
Yeah. I like how it's gotten to a point where people can just post that image of him smiling, and everyone knows exactly what that's in reference to.
I fucking saw a Gohan Mark fucking fight escalation in the midpoint. Was
That is the best starting like midpoint and end point like art I've ever seen. That's the pinnacle.
I've seen very few good ones, but that's one of them. I wish it started with like Beast Gohan and he just progressively got into lower forms like it was out of pity. Oh my god, shit beat out of him. Like it just ended on Teen Gohan somehow. Doesn't even make sense. That's just how far he's regressed.
I love that I had to unironically ask myself, does Mark lose to Saiyan Saga Gohan?
He might. Like you could
I
probably
mean, no,
argue
he
it.
definitely loses to Namek Saga 1. He loses
yeah.
to a little child.
God. Anyways, yeah, we should probably end the video. Thanks for having me, Nam. I hope Railgun gets a good episode.
I will return eventually. Again, Cole Alex happens.
I'll be there too, and I'll be more on the sidelines for once.
Yeah, because I know everything about these two.
Yeah, you say that, and then Alex is gonna win.
You say that, and then they're gonna reveal. So that multi-cont Alex is actually like legit. He wins.
The moon feat, it always haunts me.
They just debunk all of Cole's arguments. Put him at
So true.
Solid building level.
I would like Alex to win. Honestly.
I think it'd be funny if Alex won, but
It would be extremely funny.
but then it would be a Vor kill. So
Never mind.
don't go after that.
No!
How do you get out
End the
of context in
video!
VC?
Oh, I
How
can
do you get
bring, I
out
can
of-
bring that joke back now that you've done that.
End the video now, God.
You're never free from it, not even in VC.
All right, bye everyone.
God.
Have a good one. Thanks for being here, guys.
No problem. Thank you.
This was fun.
When I walk on the edge,
Yeah, I'm tearing through the net, I got a shot for the wear.
I'm exploding through the air to snatch you out of your
Work
dreads.
you right out of your dreads, let's battle up to the
Boy, you
death.
better step back, check that. You don't wanna fight, I'll leave your head crack. Chest crack, we'll make it through the night. Better step back, check that.